Welcome back to Bitter-Swede Garage. Still working on my 65 Ford Falcon. It's getting pretty close to being done. Got a few little things that I gotta wrap up. I got an exhaust leak. I'm gonna work on the rear brakes. I'm gonna fix the e-brake. Kind of cleaning up the trunk a little bit, make it look nice. And then my buddy Mark's coming over to help me redo the package tray in the rear window. Thank you for following along, liking and subscribing, and hope you enjoy. Did some other work today. I got the exhaust, kind of see it, unhooked the little manifold gasket was crunchy and I don't think gasketing. So got a new one of those ordered. I put a new O-ring in the bottom of the dipstick tube. So that should be the last little leak on the transmission. Got the seat in here. And then these blankets in the way, but I got all the seat belts bolted up. Put a little more sound deadener in the trunk. And put some new bumper bolts in the front so they actually suck up. Yeah, so just kind of waiting on stuff to show up. That's new. Put some new rear shocks on, and then I put this sound deadener on the underside of the trunk because the muffler's right there and it gets really hot. I don't know if it's gonna stay up there. Hopefully it doesn't fall off or burn, but cleaned it all up so it would stick, and hopefully that'll deflect some of the heat. Alright, so I got a few parts in today. I got my new lead donut for my exhaust down there, so I'll put that on. And then got a couple of outer tie rod ends I want to replace, and the bushings on the strut rods down here are something to be desired. Yeah, I don't know, they might have some life left in them. So anyway, those might be a pain in the butt. We're about to find out. Well, it fits in there good. You know, it pays to measure before you order stuff. Not something I normally do. Anyway, I'll get that bolted up. I had the nuts sitting in some juice, some PB Blaster for a couple days, so that should help. Well, I got it running. I think I got it sealed up. Anymore, so that's good. So this came out actually relatively easy. I mean, the outside looks pretty gross, but I mean, it was still working. Like, the center of it's still solid, but I mean, obviously it's bad. So hopefully the new ones fit me a little tighter, but it's probably a good thing. Keep the suspension nice and tight. Anyway, new hardware, stuff like that. Pretty sure that should fit. Oh yeah. It's almost like I got the right stuff. Awesome. I mean, I don't know if you can really tell a difference. You know, they just don't make parts like they used to. The one on the left is the one I pulled off. And, you know, I don't know if this new one's going to be able to keep up with the fast turning that the old one was providing. And also, you know, it's a little bit of a kink right there. Well, you know, we'll deal with the parts we got, I guess. You know, if we can't stick with OEM, we'll have to do the next best thing. Well, I'm waiting on a front outer tie rod. Apparently nobody has them anymore, but figured I'd work on the back brakes while I was at it. Well, all the pieces are here, which is good. This wheel cylinder's leaking, and so is the other one. And then that has a pretty good groove, yeah. Pretty grooved, so I mean, I might as well just replace it all and paint it up, make it look nice. So I'm gonna do that today. There's your problem, right there. So those weren't doing much good. They weren't doing any good. They were pretty well stuck. The other side's probably doing the same thing. Also, this is why I only like to do one side at a time. I'm not a brake drum connoisseur, but I can look at pictures and make things match. So, for anyone that may have taken both sides apart and didn't remember how it goes together, you got spring under there, you got your adjuster, and then this is where it gets complicated. That spring holds that piece for this. It's like the angle piece thing for the cable for the adjuster. Got your other spring there. Got your e-brake. It's just a spring on, like a squarish rectangular spring on the front side. And yeah. So anyway, hopefully that'll help somebody. It's gonna help me because I'm not gonna take that one apart until I get the other one together. Alright, I got this all cleaned up. I'm waiting for my brake parts to show up. Fortunately, I was able to order them before the cutoff, so they'll be here later today. But in the meantime, I'll get this one cleaned up and painted. It's got a little rust on there, but it's really clean now, and you know, help preserve it a little longer, I guess. Well, that one's done. It's nice and shiny. Using the VHT epoxy paint. Rust and salt resistant. So, on to the next one. Still waiting on brake parts, and I can't, stand still, so went ahead and did some kill mat on the inside of the trunk. Had some left over. Basically did 2 boxes for this car. So I did the ceiling, the floor, and then the trunk floor. And I still have a little bit left over. Like, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4 full sheets left over and some scraps. So I'll use it for something else. But yeah, it kind of cleans up. The trunk was in pretty good shape, but I might glue down some of that black thin trunk carpet in there. All right, driver's side rear, done. They didn't have my drums in yet. They'll be in tomorrow, but that's last. That way this had time to dry all the paint and stuff, but got the new springs on there. It did not come with this kind of rectangular spring, but all that stuff's new. And here's a part number for the hardware kit. It does 2 wheels. So I ordered one for the front too, and I redid those. So yeah, 30% better braking. All right, right rear cleaned up and ready for paint. All right, there's the passenger side. We'll get the drums in tomorrow, get them painted and slapped on there, and put the wheels back on. All right, we're back in business. Got my drums, so we'll get those thrown on there and painted up real quick. All right, got the drums on, painted, and ready to put the wheels back on. Mark's helping me with the trunk carpet. So we're gonna cut some pieces out, glue that in here, kind of give it a finishing touch. Well, here it is, all glued in. We're gonna square this edge off and do a little piece right there. And then this one is a separate piece that gets screwed down. But we're gonna wrap this. I gotta get some more glue. We'll wrap that edge and then screw that down. But it's kind of a nice finishing touch. Got my last little piece of the trunk carpet to do. It's 8 by 43. So I'll get that cut out and glued in and the trunk will be done. Kind of getting down to some little nitty gritty things. The e-brake wasn't working, but it's because the cables broke off. But I found this little groove here where I think I can punch this peg out. And then I can pull the whole thing apart and hopefully put a new cable in there. All right, I ordered a new cable for the e-brake. It was only 10 bucks on Amazon, so I'm excited about that. Meanwhile, this showed up today from falconparts.com. It's my outer tie rod end, and they were the only ones that specifically said, this is right-handed thread, so make sure. And that's what I needed, and all the parts stores, they kept giving me left-handed threads, so thanks to falconparts.com for that one. We'll get the steering put back together and then I can take it off my pine post lift here. So we are trimming and fitting the package tray for the back here. It's a little big, but that's okay. That's on purpose. It was hanging over just a little bit too much, but we trimmed her down, and I think that's gonna work real fine. And we got our speaker holes. Got our speaker holes marked out here too, so we can cut them. Got her all lined up with our speaker holes. What's next, Mark?
We'll foam it and wrap it.
Looking good. Well, we got the foam glued down. We're gonna still cut out the speaker holes. We kind of got it beveled along the edges. And tomorrow we're gonna glue some vinyl down and punch out some speaker holes. Mark is marking, because that's what marks do. Marking out the vinyl for the package tray. Got the holes cut out for the speakers. Went with oyster. Just off-white, and it's pretty cheap. And the cool thing is it's just enough material to cut widthways, so we're not wasting a ton by going this way. On the roll we can go that way. Starting to glue her down. Well, Mark got the package tray wrapped. Now we are mocking up the spots for the speaker holes. So we're gonna punch out all those little holes there. It's gonna look real neat. Would you look at that? One done. And there's the second one. Pretty slick. I also forgot to film the inside of the trunk once it was done. But now all the carpet's glued down. Got my fancy factory, really old spare tire. Look at that thing. Brand new from 1976. Well, here it is in the car. Looks pretty cool with our speaker punch holes. Oh yeah. Still gotta install the speakers, so I'm gonna wait to put the seat in, but that will wrap up a little bit of the interior. All right, I got this in the mail. It's my new e-brake cable. Here's the part number. It's just a Dorman. Yeah. That's the part number I found. In town, at all the part stores, it was like 30, 40 bucks. Some of the specialty places, it was like 60 bucks. I found that on Amazon for 10. Now hopefully it's not too good to be true. You get what you pay for. Hopefully it fits. If it doesn't fit, then I know why it was 10 bucks, but I'm gonna work on that today. And yeah, it's kind of all the little things that add up. It's nice to have an e-brake cable, you know, for e-braking. So here's the new cable next to the old one. Looked to be the same length. It's a little bit bigger around, but it's not really a problem. So we'll throw that in there and see how to adjust this thing. Alrighty, I got it in there. Really wasn't all that bad. So yeah, the only issue I had was there's a pin you have to take out back here. You can kind of see, you can see the top right there, that shiny thing. I had it punched in the wrong way, so the handle was upside down, and there's teeth on one side of this, so it wasn't engaging. So I had to take it apart. Other than that, went in pretty good. And then down here, just goes through there, and it even comes with the rubber insulators to go through the subframe. And that thing was so full of grease I couldn't figure out how to get the cable out because I thought it was solid, but it was just packed. So seems to be working now. See it in action here. Simple as that.